Europe hates us. So yeah, it's American, USA style.
Yeah.
You know, Trumpy and all that. He loves our booze.
Yeah.
Big time. Loves skin fermented Pinot Gris.
Trumpy does.
Oh, it's his best. It matches his bloody face, really.
I'm sitting here with the bigger half of Craven Wines, while his better half is busy in the cellar. Mick Craven, thanks for being with us. Where is Janine today?
Well, Janine, as you probably know, is much smarter, prettier, and pretty much everything better than I. So she is the one that actually runs the business.
Yeah.
Does everything, makes the wine, does the books, looks after children.
Yeah. So you're expendable and she needs to be at the cellar.
Exactly.
Basically.
She pays my salary, everything. So basically, she's doing the real work and I'm doing this kind of nonsense stuff here. But I get to hang out with you.
That's a bonus. Mick, that accent of yours, it's strange. I'm not entirely sure where it's from. Is it, where exactly is that?
It's east of Durban.
Oh yeah.
And west of Auckland. So it's the West Island of New Zealand.
I was going to say Madagascar, but I would have probably been wrong. Yeah.
No, it's from a little town called Adelaide.
Oh yeah.
So no, it's not Melbourne or Sydney, but it is from the convict island of Australia. That's where I'm from.
And who is your least favourite cricketer, and why is it David Warner?
Oh, there's a great Afrikaans word that starts with B that I could use to describe that guy. It's great to have a cricketer like that in your side because he either scores a shitload of runs or he gets out, and you're kind of happy both ways.
Mick, your wines, and we're drinking one of them now. As you can see, this is the Cabernet Sauvignon. It's not as dark as you'd normally expect, but this is the point, though. Your wines are typically far less extracted. They're lighter, they're fresher, they're more sort of pure and focused. Isn't that a bit weird for an Australian, where you guys are kind of well known for being 16% alcohol, Shiraz, that sort of hectic stuff?
To make light Cabernet Pinot Gris, or
well, yeah. What's the thinking behind Craven Wines? What are you looking for in the wines you make? And I say you very loosely because it's Janine.
Basically, just to make wine that people buy. Really, to make money, to do fun things. It's a good question because I guess Janine and I, we both used to adore, without going too deep into it, we met in California, but then we spent a lot of time in Australia, both working in the sugar factories of the Barossa, making high octane 17% Shirazes, which we both loved and adored. But then I think over time, working with, I guess, other producers around the world, we figured out we enjoyed wines that, you could drink more than a couple of glasses of without falling over on the side of the road.
So what we have here is a Pinot Gris
2020.
This is what, probably 11% or something, hey?
11.5.
11.5?
Well, that's what's on the label.
Yeah. What is it really,
true. Probably 11.6.
Yeah. And this is probably one of your more popular wines. They're all very popular, but this you can't really find for love nor money, hey?
No, you can now because we've made a shitload more of it. Jokes.
What's your deal with ratings and competitions, and how do you feel about all that stuff?
I don't know. I don't really care. It's each their own.
But how do you feel?
How do I feel? I personally don't think wine is a competition. I don't think, I love drinking, that's a lie, I don't like drinking all types of wines, but I don't want to compare this wine to another skin fermented Pinot Gris. Personally, I just think it's a different wine, it's made by someone else, and one can be really good, one can be really shit, and I don't think a score should go to it. But that's me. I fully understand that scoring has a very relevant place in this world.
Yeah.
And I'm being really diplomatic right now.
Yeah,
I know you don't want me to be diplomatic.
I have a question relating to, if you're on a commercial flight, right, and you get stuck in the middle, right, and I'm talking about the middle of the middle, okay? Should you be allowed access to both armrests, or does the person on the left and on the right, do they have access to your armrest? How do you feel that should work in the perfect? Because I know they're not really rules with regards to these things.
Shit, I haven't flown economy for 20 years. You're talking about like commercial?
Yeah, commercial. So commercial jets are like when you don't fly private, you have to. You actually have to book a flight.
No, trust me, cattle class is where it's at. That's not even a question.
Why?
Because middle gets both. It's basic human dignity and rights.
Yeah.
But I could see you'd be a guy that would just collapse like everywhere anyway, like a hot mess. So it wouldn't really matter.
Mick, I asked you, well, I've asked all of the guests on our show to bring me a gift.
Can we drink some of it?
Yeah,
Well, it's
please.
already open, so
Yeah,
might
let's
as well.
definitely drink some
So
of it.
basically it's a wine called, I can't even remember, John Strikes something.
John Strikes Again from Under a Veil of Good Fortune.
So it's a wine from a producer in the Swartland he's under the radar. His name's Adie Badenhorst.
No one's heard of
He
him.
should be good in like 10 years. I reckon he's going to be the next big thing. And yeah, I just thought I'd love to bring a wine from a guy that, you know, I admire, see as a mate. And what I love about this wine, I think this typifies Adie, you know, a guy that forgets to top like X amount of barrels for so long and then decides he can turn it into a bottled product is phenomenal and call it sherry is amazing. I mean, it just typifies how good this guy really is. You know, he's a creator, he's a...
Oh, wow.
So I was going to bring this bottle anyway because Adie gave us like 12 of them. Clearly it's going really well for sales with this wine.
Yeah.
And so I was going to bring you one, but then Janine reminded me that we actually had an open one
Even better.
from 4 months ago. I needed, we love to cook. Janine and I love cooking.
Yeah.
And there's this like Usana, do you know Usana?
Yes.
So a great little plug for these legend
Fantastic.
people.
I'm glad we're plugging someone.
Yes,
Yeah.
so they sell beef. They obviously make great wine, but they grow great grapes. I got this big hunk of short rib, and I love braising short rib. And this recipe called for, I think it was Chinese rice wine, but you know, don't really have any.
No.
So might as well get the next best thing, a bit of dry sherry. And what do we have in the house? Some Adie's non-topped wine.
Stephen Strikes Again from
Yes.
John's Veil of Broken
So-
Dreams.
Put in the 32 tablespoons or whatever and put the cork back in it and forgot about it. And then, so yeah, Janine happily reminded me there's a bottle sitting next to the soy sauces down in the pantry. And the best part is, tasted it today, hasn't moved.
Yeah.
Bulletproof. So I mean, what a better gift. Comes from an outstanding producer,
Yeah.
legend,
Yeah.
shows his craft.
Yeah.
What's it called when you re-gift? Gifting? Or I can't remember the word.
Regifting's good.
Re-gifting.
Yeah.
Upcycling.
Yeah, yeah.
So there we go.
I really appreciate that.
And you've never had the wine before?
I haven't had it
So
before.
the boxes ticked are extraordinary. No, all jokes aside, I think he generally did intend to make this wine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are things pretty dire? Have you not seen your folks in a while? What's the deal with...
Well, they live in Tasmania, so yeah.
Tassie.
My dad basically says he's living on a prison island. He's
Yeah.
not allowed to leave. Yeah.
And
It's bleak.
are there any sort of hopeful signs that there might be the possibility to see him soon?
Hopefully. It'd be nice.
Well, if you do, take a bottle of this, because it's delicious.
And we'll know we'll get there. It's going to last the travel.
It certainly will.
That's a treat.
Mick, thanks again. It's been a joy. This has run massively over schedule.
That's fine.
It wasn't supposed to be this long, but thank you.
Thanks, babe. It's been a real treat.